Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. This is Tuesday live readings, the first of, actually, no, I did it last week, 2nd of 2024. And today I am going to be working with the energy of the new moon in Capricorn. And this is a very special new moon, the first new moon of 2024. And it also has a very powerful numerology associated with it. It is happening on Thursday, the 11th of January. And if you add the number 11 to the number 1 to the number 2024, you will get the number 2036. And 2036 reduces to 11. So this energy on Thursday is really focusing us in on the number 1 and or the number 11 and opening up new possibilities, portals, awakenings, all kinds of great possibilities. So I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to set intentions, focus for the next few months, if not for 2024. I feel as well too that the judgment reading today was the beginning of that process. And it was a really powerful reading. The second part of it is a members only feature, but if you have time to go and look at today's reading, I think it was inviting, asking some very serious questions that are relative to what's happening. This is a big change. This is a really big change. And I will be doing a reading for the collective in just a moment. So welcome. And welcome to Leafy and to Emilia. Namaste. Janine, hello. Lovely to have you here. And also, so there is a shift that is starting on my channel, and that is I am going to be journeying through the Tarot de Marseille in every way over the course of 2024. And today I'm going to throw something out there to perhaps help make this a little easier. I'm actually going to pair an oracle with the Tarot de Ozar by Laurie LePage and see how that goes. And I've been sitting with Laurie's deck. So if you don't know the Tarot de Ozar, this is a contemporary variation on the Tarot de Marseille. And it is, I think we need to be careful in how we term this. It is and it isn't both Tarot de Marseille. There is really beautiful and clever use of the space in between the elements that really help to give an energetic sense to the cards. This is one of my favorite variations on the Tarot de Marseille, and I think it is very, very accessible. It is like an Easter egg basket. It is just so full of beautiful colors, and I love having it in my hands. This particular one is the first edition. It has a colorful orange floral back to it. It's available at Printer Studio, and it's linked below. And then the Oracle deck I'm pairing with it, which I do not have the workbook for. I don't have any of the paper material, is Tattered Wings. And this is going to be a completely intuitive read. I think the ink work fits beautifully with Laurie's work. And so love this card. Look at that. It's really beautiful. It's called Tattered Wings. Her website is The Ritual Muse, and this deck is still available. I don't know what iteration it's available in. It originally came out in a colored version. Okay, so hi Perry. Welcome, Clevis. That's it. I am carrying on 8 a.m. Pacific with tarot card readings for the year. And Judgment was today, so then I will be doing World tomorrow, and then Fool, and completing with Chariot in just over a week's time. So, yeah. Okay. And oh, one other announcement. On my Facebook group, I have done very little reading with playing cards other than Lenormand. And I'm going to be talking about playing cards for many, many weeks to come. I have created a hashtag on my Facebook page called 52 Cards, 52 Weeks. And I'm thinking of doing a whole year of playing cards. And that'll be my usual time in the Facebook group is 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. So if you want to play with playing cards, that's going to happen on Facebook. And down below, there's a link called I forget what it's called, Linktree, and everything is there that you need to know. Okay, so let's begin. And if you're new, welcome. Thank you. And if you haven't commented on your tarot card of the year reading, would you do me a favor? Would you please go back and do that, and then again come back in 3 months or come back in 6 months and let me know how the reading is sitting with you. Okay, thank you. This is a reading for the collective on the 9th day of January 2024 as we enter into the window of the new moon in Capricorn for 2024. The full energy of 1 it's a lot of ones. January 11th, 1 will be on Thursday. But we move into that. So in working with new moons and full moons, the energy it begins to develop, comes to a peak, and then fades out. So we can work with this energy within, I would say, 72 hours is the strongest energy, and then you can work 2 days either side of it as well too. So between 72 hours and 5 days, there's still lots of energy to work with. Let this reading help each and every one of you find, I want to say impetus, support. I feel like this reading is intended to push you on a little bit. Much like I said, that Judgment reading today. And if you have specific questions, please go ahead and start to put those in the chat. And yes, Leafy, I will get to your question in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to draw the oracle first, and then we'll draw some tarot cards. These are so beautiful. All right, so I invite you to be in the, get into the paint, get into the ink. Do you see an eye? Do you see an eclipse? Do you see a moon? Think about how it makes you feel. Now, when we're working with the Tarot de Marseille, this tends to be a lot more matter of fact than the Rider-Waite. And people ask, well, can you do spiritual readings with the Tarot de Marseille? Well, of course you can. But it is delivered in a different way. And I think we are also invited to ask much more direct questions, such as the one that Levy has asked below. Okay. The first message that came to mind was to be okay in the darkness. To be okay in the darkness, to be okay with not seeing everything quite yet. To know that this is unfolding, this is a cycle, and this will indeed, I think, likely take a few cycles to become clear. That's why the development of your intentions now is important. That you start to that you plant the seed and you acknowledge and commit to not just self-development, but really understanding who you are and where you're going. Nine of coins. Let's zoom in a little bit. And you can use the background on the screen as well to help get into the energy of new moon energy, the sense of darkness, everything being illuminated by the stars. And in a way, doesn't that nine of coins look like a bunch of stars? I know the background is light. And something that is, oh, I love that, Amelia. Sometimes too, how people put a thumb, like they put a hand up, or they make a hand gesture and take a photo with the sun or the moon. I'm seeing that as well too. Okay. One thing that came through to me was that those three green flowers and the turquoise flower. This is about the 10 coins, not so much about everything in between. But there's something fresh. And this also very much acknowledges a great completion. Remember, we are in Capricorn, and while this card is not necessarily associated with Capricorn, it certainly has that earthy energy of this now. I feel like there is a lot to work with. There is a lot. I would come into gratitude, perhaps from today through 2 days past the new moon, and see if that energy of gratitude can help build what needs to come through. Honestly, I feel that the clarity is not here, so we need to source out some ways to help find that focus. Two of Swords creates a window of sorts. It is light. It's not separate, but it has created a space. I love the way the swords close in on that spaciousness as they get bigger. And at the beginning, we have more space to work with. And I think there's a window of opportunity here. We want to go into the center to find the answer. And it's interesting how there is that, and depending on what you're seeing in that central card, there's an empty space to work with. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is quite full. So in that way, I feel we need to make space for the next step. If you don't have room for the new development, how is it going to grow? And it's funny, when I was looking at the Two of Swords, I'm thinking, wow, those are flames. Okay, maybe we're supposed to burn some stuff and get rid of some stuff so we help to make space. And this two, and I know as the swords grow, it gets more and more cluttered, but I feel like an energy of the bowing, and there's some softness and flexibility to these two swords. Have some flexibility with your mind, have some flexibility with your thoughts. Are there some thoughts you can put to the side and then, okay, whoa, air, element of air, heart, gratitude, all sort of fits together and is in alignment. There is so much to a gratitude practice that can help bring clarity. No matter what is going on in your life right now, find a moment for that. Ask that. The gratitude practice helps to release, helps you to find vision, clarity, so that you can let go of something in order to move forward. Hi, Saskia Kalispera. While the Ten of Pentacles is really lovely, it's too full right now. It's too much. It's too much. And the cycle is ready to turn. The wheel is ready to turn for this new opening. So make space. Be in the energy of the new moon. Take some time to find focus. Capricorn, of course, is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is Father Time. Time is of the essence, and while we have, I feel, a period of 3 months to get clear on this development, the time is now, and the time is now and until Saturday to really sit with us. When you get into the energy of Thursday, really be with the number 1, the number 11, and another thing too, if you think about the 2 and the Roman numeral 2, right? This is a 1-1 in its way. Yeah. So be inspired. Be inspired. Okay. All right. So Janine, I'm just going to pop over to Leafy, and thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you for the £10 donation, and I see you have some difficult energy with your son. So let's start with the relationship question, and then we'll transition into that. And if there's anything more specific with James, let me know. Let's all hold space for Leafy and James navigating this part of their relationship. May this reading provide insight, clarity, a sense of direction as we move into the energy of this new moon, building, developing, growing energy, new chapter, new year. Cards flying everywhere. As always, we ask these messages be in the highest for the greatest good, and that no harm be done. Okay. What that very intentional cut. Okay. It feels like a deluge of water coming down on your shoulders, and yet that deluge of water, rather than wings, I feel like that deluge of water is helping to top. Oh, okay. Don't put your hands into the candle, Sadhana. That deluge of water is part of the releasing process. So let's put some candles. Shall we put some candles in? They might be too bright. It's too bright. Okay. That deluge of water is helping you to release. I would say that one of the intentions for this relationship would be to help me clear from my energy body what no longer serves. Help me to clear from my energy body what no longer serves. It feels overwhelming. So, like I was saying in the previous reading, we need to make space. Do you truly have space in your heart for James? Do you have space for James in your life? Why am I picking up on this? This need to powerfully let go. Ace of Cups. Six of Cups. It's beautiful. A seed. A new way of expressing yourself in the relationship. A new courage to express, a new courage to make space for emotions that haven't previously been expressed. Finding confidence and support in your emotional body and bringing a new emotional intelligence to the relationship. And then understanding what peace this brings. Finding harmony. Opening a door for James to tap into his emotional body as well too. Giving him permission to let go, giving him permission to express, to share, to release, to celebrate, to honor, to be with his emotions. This clearing could be from something really old. You could both have, because this is relationship, you could both very well have old, lingering, unprocessed stuff that is making the present situation seem unmanageable. So the advice here is for you individually to begin the releasing process, then to invite him to join you in it, to have the courage to explain, to understand, and I would say in baby steps. This is not about overwhelming with new. We're letting go, we're making space so we can fill this cup little by little, step by step, moving toward a place of harmony and peace and being in the heart. Sixes are the heart space. Sixes are Anahata chakra. Sixes are the Sephira of Tiferet. This is the home of the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is here. Don't underestimate James's need, his power, his ability to join you in this aspect of your journey. Okay. Thank you, Leafy. All right, let's turn to Janine. First thing is that you may very well need support. And I hope you have a counselor, and that with all that you have been moving through, it is quite certain that your son is confused and likely very sensitive. I mean, the fact that you use the tarot, that you are a sensitive woman, your son is likely this way too. And so it could very well be that he is not knowing how to process the amount of energy that is moving through him. And this behavior that you are observing and feeling deeply, know that he is feeling equally. And this is as challenging for him as it is for you. And this is also a matter of experience in managing the emotional body. You're welcome, Leafy. This is a reading of support for Janine and her son. Let's all hold space, light, love. Let that little soul know he is safe, that he is loved. Hold him tight, hold him close when he allows for it. As always, we ask these messages be in the highest for the greatest good. The heart of the moon, the full moon, 2 weeks. Okay. I'm saying 2 weeks. I'm saying maybe there's something to this. But there's also something about the heart being in the lunar energy. What is he reflecting? Because he is reflecting you. So this is a big dose of humble pie here. A big dose of humble pie. Thank you, Leafy, so much. He is your greatest mirror. He is your greatest teacher and will always be. So ground, take a breath, trust. Listen to some of the messages that have already come through. Be okay in this darkness. Be open and willing to navigate this darkness. Acknowledge that you are the adult here, that you have resources that he does not. Create some sacred space for yourself. I was watching Anna, Astral Lady Tarot. I wish she lived closer. I just love her energy. I feel like she could be one of my dear friends. And she was talking about the moon card in this video I was reviewing, and how sometimes we tend to skew negative when we're looking at the moon and forget that it is the lunar energy of the goddess. It also is the lunar it also is and can be the lunar masculine as well too. It's a powerful energy and a tremendous resource to lean into. And very powerful that Leafy had so much water in, I'm sorry, I don't know your pronoun, her, their, reading as well too. So, check in with your own, check in with what you are projecting as well. Hmm. Why is the king not uh, looking to the moon? Why is the king not looking to the moon? That is, I just wanted to get some of the other quartz here. There's something to that. So there is a back being turned on the emotional body. You, as the leader of the family, sorry, I wanted to just get you another. What I'm sensing here is there's a wanting to just deal with this. Not navigate through an overwhelming, yet another overwhelming emotional journey. And there's quite a contrast between the growing potential of the Seven of Coins and the response of the King. And there's something about the way that that Seven of Coins is illustrated, in that we have a clear vision of the foundation of the four and then the cup shape of the three. There's a tenderness here in the way that the top three coins sort of fit into the four. The feminine fits into the stability, the feminine fits into the masculinity, creating it's like a big exhale breath. I want to say, go back. I can see, that you're sitting on the sofa and he leans into you and maybe you're watching TV together, or go back to that moment. Go back to that moment where the two of you leaned into each other, where you had this sense of contentment, where you were growing together. And know that that is possible. I really feel a divorce between the emotions and the mental body, the need to be right, the need to fix. And I think the advice here is to, whoa, 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 this is not something we're going to fix. This is something we need to be compassionate with, be compassionate about. And then I want to ask you this, Janine, and that is, who turned their back on you when you needed emotional support? And so perhaps there's something here. I feel like the situation is inviting you. Imagine you are your son. How would you want to manage this? How would you want to be cared for? How would you want support in navigating this? I want to say welcome to Indigo. Namaste. Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts. I feel something. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. Can you remind me what your name is if you feel like sharing? Welcome. I love the moon card. The moon is such a beautiful guiding light and definitely resonates for me with the goddess. Perry. Being a teenager is extremely difficult, and there are many different things that are happening with pressures and hard emotional issues that are happening in every situation. Heather, yes, thank you. Thank you, Heather. And I want to go back to the very first thing I said, and that is reach out and find support, find help together. And he may not want counseling, he may not feel like he's ready for that. But I feel like there is somebody who is gifted and can reach him in a way. But I think the most important thing is to understand that he is processing your pain. He is processing all that you have moved through as well too. Okay, so go back to that moment where you nestled in together, where there was that comfort and peace, and know that that is still there. Understand that he is showing you something. And then go back through some of those other questions that I asked you as well too. Especially the one when you needed emotional support the most, who turned their back on you, and how would you do that differently? And be your way and be that way with your son. Okay. It is, it's not an easy one. Okay. Thank you. All right. And I feel you. I have 4 children. Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? Yeah. It's definitely not easy. Okay. All right. Thank you, Leafy, for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Okay, I think I'm going back to Amelia. Here is Amelia. Amelia, do you have a question? Hmm. So much energy. Okay. So much energy. This is the reading, a new moon reading for Amelia on the 9th day of January 2024. Sorry, I just like to look at it in my hand before I turn it to the screen. I think these cards will speak very deeply to you. I feel like there's a waterfall in the distance. I wonder if there's a figure that is, it's either lying down under a willow tree, or I feel like there's a figure that has fallen. That's great advice, Perry. Thank you for sharing that. Notice the contrast between the energy on one side flowing straight down. There's some pressure to it, some intensity, and then notice the wavering energy on the left, the more flowy energy on the left. There's a lot of twists and turns, though. There's a contrast between the type of energy. And, you know, this is really interesting. I don't know what you're seeing here, but it's almost like there's a figure that is emerging behind that tree. Again, divergent energy. I do not have a specific question, but it's my birthday on Saturday. Okay. All right, so Saturday is still in the energy of the new moon. Saturday, January 12th. Happy birthday in advance. Saturday. So your birthday is on, is that what you just said? Sorry. Yeah, Saturday. There's something about the divergent energy and the Knight of Swords moving away from the experience in the center of the Oracle card. And with the Eight of Coins, it's a I guess I just share what's coming through. Letting go of the need to be right. It's time to let go of the need to be right. Time to let go of the need to have the last word. It's like the knight is the knight recognizes that he needs space away. The knight is, it's the knight that's letting go, the cavalier that is letting go of this. And then on the other side, this energy of rebuilding, 4 + 4. It's a new moon. With that piece out of the picture, there's an opportunity to restructure and to rebuild. And Amelia, go back and review both parts of the judgment reading. I can't say enough about what sort of emerged there. It was so powerful. I want the whole world to hear the reading from this morning. It just feels so in alignment with now. And so here you are trying to restructure and rebuild something. You know, it's almost like that whoever is emerging from behind that tree can't emerge until this other energy exits the story. We need to simplify and make space and focus. And there's this aspect of yourself that it's about not overcomplicating the situation. You know, sometimes I talk, in essence, we all have all of the 16 court cards within us. They're all there. They come in and out over the years in different ways and different strengths, and some of them hang around for a lot longer than the others. And we grow in and out of aspects of ourselves, and sometimes we need other bits and pieces more. And I don't know in what way you can relate to this, but it's time to let this bit go. And what I was going to say, sorry, I didn't say this, is sometimes I talk to these parts of myself and say, it's okay. You can take a rest now. I don't need you like I did last year, and I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good on my own. And yeah, this might be reflected in one of your children. It might be reflected in somebody that you connect with, but it's also a part of you that you have moved on from. And with that release, then you can, there's this beautiful new growth and restructuring that happens, and in a way that is that blooms so beautifully, and I feel like rapidly. And the creative potential of that energy doesn't benefit from the over intellectualizing that is the tendency of the Knight of Swords. So this is about grounding. This is about being in touch with your creative self, with your intuitive self, with it's about turning in and listening. Allowing this new version of yourself to emerge. If you follow Molly McCord, there was something about this as well too that she picked up on in her new moon energy. And yes, this is the first new moon of the new year, and this is a time of intention setting, and there's all this powerful numerology around this as well too. But planetarily speaking, this is a really strong invitation as well. Yeah. So take that 8 of coins. Take the beauty of the 8 of coins and ask yourself, what can I create? And for today, this may be the most beautiful table setting that you have ever laid. Getting out your favorite tablecloth and treating yourself to maybe even a new tablecloth, or making a tablecloth, and taking more time with the way the food is prepared for the meal, and setting this gorgeous table. Even if you are the only one who appreciates it, it feels so good to get into this aspect of yourself and allow this aspect of yourself. Maybe this is your birthday party. Maybe this is you putting your energy into the beauty of that celebration. Getting decadent with the flowers and the place settings and the sensuality of the food. Okay. Happy birthday. You're welcome, Amelia. Saskia or Perry or Heather, I am all caught up. So let me know if any of you would like a reading. I could do one more reading if anybody's interested. Yeah. So I'm really excited. So in Friday's chat, I'm going to pull out several non-Marseille decks and talk about beginning your Marseille journey with what you know. Beginning your Marseille journey with what you know. Okay, so Heather will be the final reading for today. And if you have a question, please feel free to post it in the chat. I think that if you haven't worked with this style of tarot, that the first thing we need to do is give ourselves permission to lean into it in a way that feels familiar and comfortable, and to build some confidence. And then you can begin to study and apply new things and new ways to interpret it. And so that's what I'm going to address on Friday. Okay, so the final reading today is for Heather. There is a workbook that goes with this, and I saw it on Amazon. It's very expensive, but in a way, I just I'm really I love this artwork, and I think sometimes we need to. I was also going to thinking about pulling out Oracle of Echoes today. Sometimes I think we need to just trust and to fall into the art ourselves. Um, it's funny in talking with deck creators. Sometimes I will share something with them, and they'll smile and they'll go, "Wow, I never saw that in that card. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that." It's important to trust. Yeah. This is a perfect intention to set for this new moon and the energy around it. I feel like the practicality of Capricorn, like if we're reading this astrologically, 2, 3, 4 of Pentacles kind of energy, the building, the new foundation, the structure, the action that is required, that this feels like a really potent time to set this intention. I have this image of I don't know if it's two candlesticks or what it is, and it's like maybe it's an altar to your new home. And you place things, I don't know if it's a table or it's an altar, and you place things there to represent the new life, the new home that you are building. And you start with a clean slate. So maybe there's a clean cloth, and you can add greenery and the two is like a you might want to have four things. I'm not sure. I mean, when I create new altars and places of sacred space, I intentionally have all of the elements represented. But there's something about these pillars on either side. It's like the energy of the Two of Wands in a Waite-Smith, you standing there going, okay, the world is our oyster, and here we go with this. And it's really beautiful. Hmm. Big breath in and out. Only love. This is an interesting way to begin, Heather, and this might seem like a counterintuitive sort of message. And okay, I'm just gonna go with this, but it feels like that ink above is like the toxic energy of where you are flowing down through you. But I have something I think here is important. And that is to acknowledge what was your wording here? Where we are isn't healthy for us right now. So that not healthy bit had has a purpose in presenting itself. It needed to move through you. This toxic energy, and I don't know how you're going to interpret this, but I want to say, let it move through you. Your liver needs to filter the toxic energy. I don't want you to, paint over the wall. So here's a story. Um, and this was awful. I repainted, this is a year, many, many years ago. I repainted one of my children's walls with some paint. And I didn't realize at the time the paint had gone bad. I don't even think I knew that paint could go bad. And it was so terrible. Nobody could sleep in that room for months. And you, I couldn't cover it up with any amount of anything. And so I had to strip it. And I don't know why I'm sharing that with you, but it's like, on different levels. So physically, we can cleanse, like nutritional cleanses, food cleansing. Why I'm delaying here, Heather, is there is some aspect of this that you may not have let move through you. And perhaps that is just simply acknowledging, and we don't need to necessarily understand it, but something to the effect of, thank you for moving through us. I understand that this was part of my process. I have learned from this experience. Now I'm ready to move on. Rather than, just like, ew, 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 keeping it away. I'm sorry, I can't find better words for this. And if this is people, if this is neighbors, if this is the, toxic energy of people that are around you, sit for a moment and ask yourself, what is it that they reflected in you? What is it that they brought up in you that was so bad that you have to move away from it? Because it is showing you something. And it's important that this process is completed because it's going to show up again if you don't. Okay, good, good, good. I'm listening and processing, especially the people. Okay. Symbolically, I would leave something. When you do get the new home and you are in the process of moving, I would leave something behind as a symbol of not carrying that with you. And yeah, the realtor will find it, somebody will find it. But you could write a little note on it and say, I'm leaving this behind, as a symbol of leaving that energy. Jumper. Really unexpected response to your question, but I need to go with this. So your truth. So part of the process of your, good night, Saskia, namaste. It would be too much to share in chat, but we have what we have been through here. Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. And part of the part of the process um, is in detaching from the situation. So you're at this place where you've acknowledged it's time to move on. And so you go through your toolkit and you take the steps that are necessary as part of the clearing process. And it's interesting in that 5 of Cups, it's almost like that cup in the center is full of the toxic waste. And it's full and it's larger and it's in the center. And yet it is surrounded by 4 cups of a different color. And normally we would associate green with something, with new growth and something positive and something green and beautiful growing out of the middle. And the red being the pain and the blood. And it feels like that toxic energy is surrounded by something much more foundational and substantive. Like, take that green cup out of there and you have a really solid base. Remove that green cup and you have something beautiful to grow from. So Heather, acknowledge that you have the energetic resources to navigate this. And that's a really important statement. Once I take that green cup out of the picture, look at what I have and look at how I will feel. And I see Excalibur there as you being determined and absolutely capable of moving forward with this. This is your declaration. This is you saying, I've got this and this is how it will be. If you want to go deeper with the psychological aspect of this, what was your unprocessed toxicity from your early years? Why would it be seeping back in this way? So do your best to process the big picture part of this. Okay, I'm going to just pull one more card for you, Heather, just sort of for a next step. Force. This is your health. This is your inner fortitude. This is you finding peace with the parts of you that, when that because obviously all this toxicity in your life causes negative emotions to arise. It causes you to perhaps behave in ways that you don't like. It's almost like this experience is allowing that as well to move through you, to see yourself more as a complete and peaceful being. You are so, um, there's an enduring energy to this. There's an enduring energy to this. And these two cards together feel really optimistic about the next steps of your journey. And I would say that yeah, and I'm reading what Perry wrote as well too. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so that's Four of Wands. So it looks really good, Heather. It's like you're building a new foundation, a new energetic foundation. It's coming together. That's the Four of Wands card. And the Four of Wands is balanced and focused energy. Okay, so I hope this supports at least and reminds you of some of the considerations that are important in the clearing of these days and these months as you move through all of this. This is the strength card, force. Okay. All right. Hugs, peace, love. Yeah. Thank you all so much for being here today. And I'll see some of you tomorrow. Great. Okay. Namaste. Have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you. Bye, Clevis.